Okay, so this is our system. This is the model. And I think, and I go back to me when I was an assistant for a lot of years. I would be in staff meets, and things that were brought up that would be, I guess, maybe head coach things. My face was in my notebook writing down, or drawing up a third down creeper versus, 10 personnel formation sideline or whatever it was, And so so much of that just passed me by. And it wasn't until the interest became later of being a head coach that I tried to catch up. I found this, though, and this has served us well. And we're working to refine this, okay? So the first thing is to define, right, expectations and define standards. If you don't tell kids what you want, it's hard for the kids to do what you want, And so I think in any facet, so we have something called how use, okay? And so like, how you go to class, right? How you eat in our cafeteria, right? How you lift, right? How you act in the locker room, right? How you act in, or how you treat each other in Simpson, our complex, okay? And so all these how yous, right, stem from our standard, which is living with class, being a man of integrity and academic excellence. And so to be able to define, right, and put up an expectation of what you want prior to going into it allows you to hold people responsible. And everybody knows kind of where that's at. And I know for me that was a learning piece, because my life was more just, hey, when's the football start? Just point me in the direction. Where is there a whiteboard, or can I get some film of the Ravens to look at, or whatever it was? Okay, so the defining part is big. The managing part, okay? So the defining part is big. The managing part, okay? So we talk about above the line and below the line. I think these are probably terms you guys have heard before, all right? And so the line is the standard. And so if it's above the line, right, if it's above the standard, we want to highlight it. We want to make a big deal about it. We want to celebrate it in team meetings. We want to acknowledge it, right, in position groups, right? We want to be able to personally talk to kids about it when they are above the line. When it's below the line, okay, we've got to be able to convert it. And I think a lot of that for me and for us is rebounding for the kid, right? If there's a missed shot, rebound for him, right? Tell him that you see him, man, and we're going to work to get this next one right, okay? There is an expiration date on all that, but I think that's where it starts. Okay, and so to bring them up from below the line to the line and above is key. And I think it's important with this is that whenever this happens, when you are in management mode, is that time is of the essence, right? When something comes up, man, address it now. All right, and for me, I do it in the way that I do it. We've got coaches that on our staff that probably do it a different way. I think the key is the communication, and that there is an expectation and a standard, right? We fell below it, right? Let's get back on track. The last piece is modeling, right? So the hardest thing about the standard is that you are the standard, okay? And so the coaches set the standard. And so there's nothing that we ask of our players that our coaches don't model. And so just so important for us to live a life of integrity, to be our best selves. And I think it starts with doing the work and making it an inside-out process. This last piece.